Hello, my name is David Collins and I'm your Nature Coast Realtor. And in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why the Nature Coast is a better spot to move versus the Villages. Little controversial, but let's get started. Okay. First, number 1 reason why you should look at the Nature Coast versus the Villages is the community structures over here. The villages are very homogeneous structures. Basically, you live in different villages throughout the area there. You have a home, you belong to the villages, you have the amenities, squares, what have you. Very simple, very awesome, don't get me wrong. They're very successful. But over here on the Nature Coast, you have many more options, many more choices, and that is a big opportunity for folks that want something a little bit different than the homogeneous situation over in the villages. You know, starting out, we have highly amenitized communities just like the villages. If that's what you're looking for, you want a country club planned community, golf, tennis, pickleball, fitness center, we have those options. We also have a golf club, very high-end golf club option here at Black Diamond. And that allows folks that are very serious about golf to have a little bit less crowded option here at Black Diamond. Allows you to have a great golf course and 2.5 great golf courses and what have you. We also have numerous other options. We have quiet neighborhoods that have small HOAs that are that do not have the highly amenitized services throughout the community. So the HOAs are less expensive, and you have a beautiful home in a nice neighborhood, a very manageable lot and what have you, and very manageable home to maintain. We also have options where you have plenty of acreage. You can have up to hundreds and hundreds of acres here on the Nature Coast. Throughout the Nature Coast, there's options there. Not a ton of them, but they're out there. We also have options here in the Nature Coast that have smaller acreage parcels, a 5 and a 3 and what have you. If you like to be more spread out and have your toys and your shooting range and your detached garages and what have you, we have those options. We also have an equestrian neighborhood called Pine Ridge here on the Nature Coast, and Pine Ridge has where you can have your horses on numerous acre lots and what have you. Also in Pine Ridge, there are acre lots you cannot have horses on that part of the development, but you can have your detached garage. You can have your detached garage. You can have your toys parked in your yard. You don't have to go to storage for your toys. Your RV can be in your on your acreage there, which is a big plus. A lot of people love that, so that they have that right there. So there is just a plethora of those type of options throughout the Nature Coast. We also have something a little bit different than what the villages have. We have a ton of waterfront options, rivers, lakes, golf. We also have bays and areas and canals that sink into the Gulf of America. So waterfront options are tons and tons of availability here on the Nature Coast. So you have a ton of different options that you're able to enjoy on the Nature Coast versus you have basically very few options there at the villages. So I'm sure you can understand what I'm saying. Number 2, we have the same amenities and services. Some of them are not golf cart accessible. I get that. I know that's a plus over there. But we have the same amenities and services and options here on the Nature Coast that you'll find in the villages. If you want the country club, the country club amenities, golf, tennis, pickleball, fitness centers, club dining, what have you, we can find you options here on the Nature Coast. Plenty of neighborhoods that have a country club planned community option here. If you're looking for those options away from your home, golf, tennis, pickleball, fitness center, of course, you can find a home here on the Nature Coast, and you can find those amenities. And what's here is really good news is a lot of those options, when you go that route, they're complementary. There's lots of municipal pickleball courts through the Nature Coast that are free to use. There's plenty of tennis. There's plenty of other parks and what have you for different fitness. And also, we have numerous fitness areas, centers, and fitness options. Yes, those are additional costs, but they're probably very similar to what you have at the villages. But the good news is that if you want to find a home, let's say you want an acreage in Pine Ridge, you like that option. Well, they also have pickleball courts, but you want tennis, and they have tennis courts. But you want golf, it's right down the street. Numerous golf courses right down the street. You know, you go to another Laurel Ridge and you want pickleball. Well, Beverly Hills pickleball courts are right down the street. So there's all those amenities, and a lot of them are complementary. You don't have huge HOAs to cover those amenities. The other good news here is that we've grown on the Nature Coast, so there's plenty of shopping here. There's plenty of shopping. There's plenty of restaurants. There's all that infrastructure here coming. We have plenty of eclectic, cool places. We have plenty of chains, whatever's your options. And hey, on the shopping part, we might not have as many big box stores in all the locations that the villages have, but there's a such thing called Amazon, and as you know, Amazon's pretty strong when it comes to shopping. So, and we have plenty of Amazon and trucks that come and deliver your goods here. So Amazon is amazing. Has made the Nature Coast a lot more popular because of that. People can the shopping component was very important when I first got here, but now, you know, people, you don't hear, oh, I don't have no shopping. Well, you don't hear that like you did in the past. And of course, we have plenty of medical throughout the Nature Coast for all your needs on that front. So the good news is, number two, is we have all those amenities and services that you're going to find in the villages here. So it's all good. Now, before we go on, I'm going to take a second here to mention that if you go ahead and please like my video here and subscribe to my channel. I know you're looking at a Florida relocation, and information is incredibly important to you. And I feel very strongly that the videos that I put out is going to give you very critical information, helpful information on making a better decision for your Florida relocation. So go ahead and subscribe below. Number 3 reason why the Nature Coast is a cool spot to live versus the villages. This is kind of a weird one. Here we go. We're close to the villages. If you want to visit, you just go over there. It's about a 45-minute ride from most of the Nature Coast. You go over there, enjoy what they have. Listen, it's awesome. 150,000 people live there. And it's one of the greatest things in the world. They'll do market studies and case studies at Harvard Business School on the villages and how successful they are. I'm not saying that it's not a great place. I'm just saying that there's options. So, if you want to go visit, want to go to the squares, you want to go hang out, it's fun. You got friends over there. You can be there in 45 minutes. So, bada bing. So there you go. Number 4 reason. All right. Why you should consider the Nature Coast over the villages. And the reason is we have true nature fun stuff to do. We call it the Nature Coast for a reason, because there's a lot of stuff to do out in the nature. So let's talk about that. In my opinion, this is the most huge differentiation part of the Nature Coast to the villages. Is our nature, our water, our hiking, our bike trails. These are the things that set us apart from our friends over east of us here at the villages. I'll spit it out. All right, this isn't as easy as it seems doing these videos, but here we go. With the Gulf of America to our west, there's a plethora of options there. Then you have the bays, okay? You got Kings Bay, and you got Hernando down there, and you got numerous different bays that allow us to swim with our manatee. Now, you have to be in Citrus County in the whole country that you're able to swim with the manatee, and that's why we have worldwide visitors come to Citrus County, is because of the manatee, swimming with the manatee. Again, I mentioned we have lakes, we have the bays, we have numerous rivers, so you can kayak, you can fish, you can boat, you can water ski, you can paddleboard, you can do so many things on the water. So if you like the water, if you're looking for water activities, the Nature Coast is someplace you need to put on your spot, because we have far superior water options than the villages. Okay, and of course, lastly, if you like going to the beach, we have a couple of beaches here on the Nature Coast. They're not the same as you would see down south of here and into the Panhandle. But you want to go hang out, get some sun. You want to hang out, watch a sunset. We have the greatest sunsets on that Gulf of America, out that west, and that sunsets. Ooh, it's beautiful. Take an adult beverage out, enjoy it. It's incredible. I also want to mention that we have the 47-mile Withlacoochee bike trail throughout the Nature Coast. Okay, what's really cool about this is that it's shaded, and USA Today has recently ranked it to be the number 2 bike trail in the country. We try harder, if you remember the Avis commercials. It's a great bike trail, and then there's numerous other bike trails that kind of are throughout the Nature Coast. I also want to mention that we have the Sun Coast bike trail. And why I mention that, it goes along the Sun Coast Expressway. It's not as scenic and not as shaded as the Withlacoochee or the Good Neighbor bike trail. But what's really cool about it is, if you're a more serious biker, you get on there and you strap your feet into the pedals, that type of biking. I don't know exactly what to call that, but what's really cool is that it is long. There's very little traffic. There's a couple of crossroads, of course, so that's always a challenge for any biking. But the great news is that it's long, and you can go at speeds that are good, and it's much safer versus just the basic road. So those are those options. And of course, lastly mention this: a lot of these activities that I'm talking about on the water are complimentary. Now, if you got to have a kayak, you got to have a boat, you got to have fishing rods, and bait. I know that costs money, but overall, the other stuff, it's very, those become free for us here on the Nature Coast. The trails, all the bike trails are complimentary. Again, you got to have a bike or what have you, but a scooter, but they're complimentary. Lastly, let's go to number 5. The number one reason why you should consider the Nature Coast over the villages is that it is way less congested here, folks. That's a big thing. Recently, I read an article about how much a bigger percent of the villagers that have been there for a while are getting very frustrated now with the growth, and the size of the villages has become so big that it's become so congested. It's very hard to get tea times. It's very hard to get restaurant. Very hard to get into medical. It's very hard to shop. It's very hard. Even in the summertime, you still have lots and lots of people that are at the villages. What's nice about here is it's just a lot less congested, a lot more spread out, a lot more quiet, a lot more stress-free living here. Which, when you're retired or anytime, doesn't matter if you're retired or you're working, less stress is a good thing. So the number one reason that you would want to live here versus over there is the congestion factor. So as I mentioned, there's lots of options here for you to find your dream home, find your dream setup. It's all here on the Nature Coast. So with that being said, if you're looking to relocate to the state of Florida, regardless of where you ultimately end up, please give me a call or email me. All my information is below, and we can really set up. I can be very helpful. I can give you great information on making your decision a good one for you. The key is it's all about information. I've lived in Florida for over 37 years. I've been from Miami all the way to the Nature Coast, so I have a lot of experience through the state of Florida and can give you a lot of points of view to help you make a more educated decision, and that's the case. So call me today, email me today, subscribe to my channel today, and we will see you. Thank you.